I'd like to talk to you about the decent funnel. Now, a funnel is basically a way to have coffee grounds not go all over the place when you put it into a portafilter. So what you do is you put a funnel on top of a portafilter before you're going to grind, before you dose, or doing Weiss distribution technique, all the above that I'm going to describe in this video. So the first thing to note is that our funnel has a ring which sits on the outside of the basket. That way, when you put the funnel on, in no way does it interact with the grounds. A lot of funnels out there sit inside the basket and create a groove which promotes channeling and thus bad espresso. We coated our funnel with a slippery black paint so that the coffee grounds would just slide off. The curve here is what's called the Baristic Chrome curve, and you can read about it on Wikipedia about how it's the mathematically optimum curve for things to slide off a surface. Our funnel is mechanically quite simple. It's just a piece of metal that's been painted that sits on top of a portafilter, and thanks to the weight of the metal, as you shake it, it doesn't come off. You can see our funnel being used by this year's World Barista Champion as she uses it to keep the grounds in place as she shakes the portafilter, thus creating an even mound.
So please join me on the other table, okay? Go.
Let me show you a few ways in which I use the funnel. On my grinder, I put a little platform here with a scale and our portafilter stand. When I put a portafilter in here, if I were to grind right now without using a funnel, you'll see that the binning, everything's fine, but as I get close to the final weight, that the coffee starts spilling all around. The idea of a funnel is to avoid this problem and keep all the coffee in the basket. When I have grounds in a portafilter like I have here and it's a bit of a mess, what I do is dump the grounds into a milk jug, prepare the portafilter for dosing like so, and then use the funnel to keep things tidy. Then what I do is tap the milk jug to break up the clumps, and then I pour the coffee grounds in. I can then go ahead and tap the portafilter like so, which gives me a fairly even mound. And now that I can see quite clearly, I tap it a bit more and I have a really nice mound for making a really good espresso. Another common use of a funnel is to weigh your coffee grounds. And again, if you don't use a funnel, you'll probably get coffee spilling off the portafilter. So I put the funnel on like so, and I press on. Now I can take the grounds that I've got inside my milk jug and I can tap them out here. Yet another use for a funnel is if you're using the Weiss distribution technique to groom the coffee puck. Now that's if your coffee puck has a lot of lumps in it or it's unevenly distributed. This technique uses a needle or another fine point to break things up. When I use this technique, I use a small sewing needle and I put it in and I stir all around. Here's the end result of the puck after I've used the funnel, a milk jug, and the Weiss distribution technique. I've gotten probably the best puck that I can get out of this coffee. So there you go. Those are all the ways in which I use our funnel daily in order to prepare espresso.